You guys, my man just said, what are those, grits? I'm like, no, this is their gravy. I mean vegetable turkey gravy to go on top of their turkey. And it doesn't look like a real gravy because I can't use the same stuff. Beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be making everything Thanksgiving. I literally have a whole menu planned for me and my man. Of course, I'm gonna be tackling everything today all by myself, so I think I need to get into it because it's already getting late, but I guarantee you guys I am not gonna look like this by the time I finish this video. So let's get right into it. First thing is first, let's start our turkey. My gosh, holy moly, I just did a dry brine with some kosher salt. I let it sit overnight, and now I rinsed off the brine. I patted it completely dry, and now it's gonna be time to get everything ready for the oven. And then I did take it out 2 to 3 hours before I actually start cooking it right now. That way it could get to room temperature. I made sure to get it super, super dry because you do not want a wet turkey. I believe the drier it is, the crispier your turkey will be. Oh my God. That is a big old damn. Poor turkey. I just want to first say that I'm so thankful for the turkey that I have here in front of me because he died so we could have Thanksgiving dinner. My heart. Meantime, I'm going to prep all my veggies. This is literally the biggest bag of carrots I've ever seen, and I got it for $3. Like what? Oh my god. So for the turkey, we're gonna need 3 peeled and washed carrots. These ones are huge. I literally have no idea why. I have 4 celery stalks that I also washed, and we're gonna cut these up right now. We also need 2 lemons and 2 onions. And then you're also going to need 32 ounces of chicken broth. We're only gonna use about half of this, so really you only need 16 ounces of this. And then we just need 2 pounds of butter. So that's 2 containers of butter at room temperature. So to my little roasting pan, I'm adding half of those carrots. Then I'm also gonna add half of the celery, 1 lemon. I almost called this an onion. I'm also gonna add 1 whole onion, just cut up in little quarters. Okay, besties, so now in a large bowl, we're gonna make our compound butter for the turkey. So I need 2 pounds of butter. Like I said before, that's 2 boxes of butter, and they all need to be at room temperature. So I'm just gonna add these into my bowl right here, right next to me. I wish there was a way I could show you guys this better. I'm gonna make my man come help me right now. Okay, so that is a total of 8 sticks of butter. I'm chopping up 1 tablespoon of really finely minced rosemary, fresh rosemary. And we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of dried oregano as well. Now I'm adding 1 tablespoon of garlic and herb seasoning. Oh my gosh, I love the way fresh sage smells. It just smells so good and so earthy. Okay, so I'm gonna chop up some fresh sage, and we're doing 1 tablespoon of sage as well. Okay, besties, I'm now adding 1 tablespoon of Cajun seasoning and 1 tablespoon of paprika. And then I'm also going to be adding in some fresh cracked black pepper. About a teaspoon of this. I'm gonna add a little sprinkle of salt. Last thing I need is about 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Okay, besties, now we mix. So I'm just gonna mix this all up as best as I can. So now that I have my compound butter all the way mixed up, now we're going to set this aside and start separating the turkey skin. I'm just gonna go right underneath the skin. Don't be afraid to get in there, but you do wanna be a little bit gentle because the skin can rip pretty easily. So we're just trying to make a big enough pocket for all this compound butter to sit in. First, I wanna get it all underneath, and then we'll bring it all over top as well. And I know, you guys, this, making a whole turkey, can be definitely, like, what's the word? It could be a little scary, but don't let it intimidate you. And we're going to get the bird on the outside. So we're just gonna fully coat it, give it a nice gentle little rub. And it should look something like so. And we're just gonna keep going all the way around until our entire turkey, even the backside, is covered in this butter. You want everything covered in the butter. From head to toe on this little turkey. Pretend you're giving her a nice little massage for all the hard work that she put into her whole life. She deserves a nice little rub down. I'm gonna stuff it with all those yummy vegetables that we chopped up earlier. We put half of these veggies in the bottom, and then the other half we're just sticking all into this cavity here. You want this nice and jam-packed in there. Give us flavor. So we got lemon, carrot, onion, and celery all going in. So now I'm gonna tuck my wings, because the wings sometimes will burn. So now that my turkey is literally, look how beautiful she's looking, gorgeous. I'm gonna add about 3/4 of this entire tub of chicken broth. If you have turkey stock or something like that, you can use that as well, but today I'm using chicken stock. And we're just gonna pour that all in the bottom here. We're gonna put this sucker in the oven at 400 degrees for 45 minutes, and then we're gonna pull it out and turn the temperature lower. All right, turkey going in. 45 minutes. Now, besties, we're gonna start on the mashed potatoes. I always feel so much better on Thanksgiving once the turkey's in the oven, because then everything else is kind of easy. The turkey is easy too, but it's a little bit intimidating, like I said earlier. But if you follow this recipe, you guys, I will link the actual recipe that I'm following. It's from Tony'sRecipes.com. She has really good recipes on there, and I'm just following her turkey and her gravy recipe. So now I am just peeling up 5 potatoes. I'm using russet potatoes. You could use the Yukon Gold potatoes, red potatoes, whatever your little heart desires, but we're gonna make our mash. And I do have some boiling water ready to go in the back. Okay, besties, and to season my boiling water, I like to use the chicken bouillon, and I literally just pour this right into my water instead of salt, and it works so good, literally so yummy. Am I the only one that thinks peeling potatoes or like peeling any vegetable is the worst chore in the kitchen? Like, I much rather chop garlic, girl, and I do not like to chop garlic, but I much rather do that than peel potatoes. I can. After I've peeled all my taters, I'm just rinsing them with some cold water, and then I'm gonna set them on my cutting board, and we're gonna cube them up and throw them into my boiling water. So now I'm going to add all my potatoes to my boiling water, and you want to step aside for a sec because it will splash you. So this is what your potatoes should look like in the boiling water. We're going to leave this alone for... All right, so it's been 45 minutes of the turkey in the oven. I'm going to pull this out, and we're going to put the oven temperature down to 325. Whew. Oh my god, it's looking beautiful. So while the oven cools down, we're gonna work on our turkey. For the turkey, I'm gonna melt the rest of that butter that we have, and we're gonna be injecting it into our bird. Here is that super yummy Cajun butter. Now I'm gonna take a cheesecloth, and I'm gonna cut it to fit my turkey perfect, and then we're gonna drench it in the butter. When I tell you, my house smells so good, I love it. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is a pretty large cheesecloth. I'm gonna cut it to size, almost like a mummy. We have a mummy turkey. So I think I wanna do, you want it to be fully covered, the bird, in the cheesecloth. So cut it pretty large. I also purchased a little meat injector. So now with all of the extra Cajun butter that we dipped the cheesecloth in, I'm going to fill up my little needle, and we're gonna inject this sucker. Just like this. And we're gonna inject this into the breasts. Oh, she got thick. So we're just injecting our meat with that Cajun butter. And there goes the cheesecloth all over your turkey. You want everything covered, head to toe, every little thing we want to be covered. Friends, our turkey is going back into the oven. at 325 for 1 more hour or 2. All right, besties, so it's been 45 minutes. I'm gonna pull out the turkey and baste it with that same Cajun butter. This is what our turkey looks like. I'm just gonna baste it all over with that butter mixture. So my guide says it should be at 180 in the thigh when it's done, which it is. So I'm gonna pull this sucker out. So now that this sucker is done, I'm gonna finish it with some more of that butter. And I'm gonna cover this sucker with foil for an hour before we cut it. Absolutely, of course, I had to stop midway for a little baby break. Of course, they need to eat their little meals still, even though mommy is so busy in the kitchen. But yeah, this is my second home in this little tiny plastic container. Whenever you see this, you girls know what I'm doing. You guys, they are officially 1 week today. Look at them. My goodness. Oh, my heart. I never mind stopping what I'm doing for these little tots. I'm so thankful for all my babies and all my besties and of course my man. I did make Thanksgiving dinner for all my dogs because I do want them to know how much I love them and I'm so thankful to have them in my life. So I did make them a dinner. I made it with you guys on my TikTok live, but I'll show you guys how their plates turn out once we eat because I do want to eat all of us at the same time. There is nothing in life like being home. My house smells so good right now, like Thanksgiving, like turkey and food, and I have all my babies. Let me show you guys so you guys can say hi. Are you thankful for mommy? I'm so thankful for you, baby. Give me a kiss. I love you. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for you, Dolce. I love you so much, mamas. This is where all their like hangout spots are. Hiiiii is underneath the coffee table, so thankful for you, daddy. Love you. I'm also thankful for my Kiki, which is Cabana. I love you, baby. She's asleep, so I'm sorry, mamas. Of course, I'm thankful for my twins. Hi, twins. They're so short, I can never show them. Hi, baby. I love you. So I'm checking my potatoes. And I want to say about like 3 more minutes. Drain my potatoes, so to the same pot that I just cooked them in, I'm just gonna add 1 stick of butter and about a cup or so of heavy cream, just so it can get nice and melted and warm, and we're gonna add that into our potatoes in a second. So let's heat this up. I'm just gonna pour in like this amount. Shall I use the rest of this? Perfect, so now we're just gonna wait till it gets warm and I'm gonna throw this stuff away. And of course, I'm so thankful for my Mr. T. So for my potatoes, I'm gonna add my drained potatoes. And we're gonna be adding that heavy cream melted butter mixture as well that we just heated up onto the stove. And we're gonna mash away like it's nobody's business. So everyone likes to season their like mashed potatoes and stuff different. I just use some garlic powder, onion powder, Tony's Creole seasoning, Lori seasoning, and some black pepper. So we're gonna pour all this guy in here. So now we're just gonna mix up our little potatoes. So I'm gonna add a small thin layer of the potatoes first. I'm ready for the hateful comments because I know this cheese is probably nasty to most people, but I do like to use this cheese for particular things. One of them are these cheesy twice baked potatoes. You have to use this cheese, besties, trust me. And we want the whole thing covered. So even on these little pieces, just cut them in half and then stick them on like a lasagna. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna add the rest of our potatoes right on top. And then these twice baked potatoes are ready to hit the oven. And these are done. Once they're done, I'll probably just top them with like some parsley to look pretty, but this is literally it. All right, besties, before I throw these potatoes in the oven, I'm just gonna hit them with some Parmesan cheese right on top, a light little layer just for some texture on the top. It's time to start on my stuffing. I like to keep it pretty simple with stuffing. I feel like you can never go wrong with the Miss Cabason's stuffing. I love the traditional one. This one's so good if you add a few things. So first, we're gonna saute up some ground sausage. Use some sweet Italian sausage, and I'm gonna throw this on, I have a pan heating up back here, so I'm just gonna throw that right on to that pan. And we're gonna get this nice and cooked through. Once it's cooked through, we're gonna add some fresh veggies to this. So for my stuffing, I'm just following the recipe on the box, except I'm gonna add my own seasonings, and I'm also adding ground sausage. So we're gonna do 1 cup of onion, 2 cups of celery, 1.5 cups of chicken broth, and 2 sticks of butter. All right, besties, so I have about half of an onion. And I have about 2.5 celery stalks. And I'm just gonna cut these right down the middle. And then we're just gonna chop them like this. In my dressing, I like my celery to be pretty big pieces, so I don't wanna cut these too small. So once my sausage is about 80% done, we're gonna add our celery and our onion. So then you just wanna use your seasonings of choice. Again, I stuck with garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of garlic salt, and a little bit of Tony's Creole seasoning. So I'm gonna just sprinkle all my seasonings. I'm gonna mix this all together, and then we're gonna add some butter to this. You guys, I have used so much butter today, I can't. But now to my little sausage, celery, onion mixture, we're gonna add 2 sticks of butter. Boom! Large bowl, I'm now gonna add the box of stuffing mix, and then now that my butter's melted, we're gonna pour all of that on top of this breadcrumb situation. To my little bread situation, we're gonna add all of our sausage, celery, and butter. And I'm gonna mix this up until it's incorporated lightly, because now we're gonna be adding some chicken broth. So I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup. All right, bestie, so I'm gonna mix this until it's fully incorporated. Before I actually add my little egg to this, I am gonna taste it and see if it needs any seasonings. I think that is perfect, so what I'm gonna do is add a scrambled egg. So I like to add a beaten egg. It makes your stuffing a little more dense. All right, we're gonna add this right on in. Look at us go. Okay, so now that my stuffing is done, I'm just gonna pour this right into this greased baking dish, because we still need to pop this sucker in the oven. But as far as everything else goes, this stuffing is complete. And I'm just going to kind of press it down. I personally like a very dense stuffing. That's more my vibe. So I'm just going to cover this with some foil. We're gonna bake it at 350 for 40 minutes. 30 minutes covered, and then the last 15 minutes, I'm gonna take the foil off. All right, besties, so now we're gonna do the cornbread casserole. So basically, I'm just going to be mixing 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 package of the Jiffy corn muffin mix. Jiffy is the best in my opinion. I'm gonna add 2 eggs to this. I'm doing 1 can of super sweet drained corn. I'm gonna do 1 can of sweet creamed corn. I'm gonna add a can of diced jalapenos. Last thing I'm adding to this is 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And then we're just gonna mix this together. Once it's fully combined, I'm gonna add this to a greased baking dish, and I'm gonna pop this sucker in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes. Just wanna be safe, so I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar to this as well. Okay, so I'm pouring my little cornbread casserole right in here. Making sure to not waste anything. We want all those drippings. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm getting tired. I'm hot. Next thing on the list is gonna be the ham. So I got my little pre-cooked spiral ham, and we're gonna toss away the little glaze because we're gonna make our own. Plop. So this is what the ham looks like. It's fully cooked, so we're gonna add some flavor to this. For the ham, I'm gonna do 1 stick of melted butter. So we're gonna add 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm adding a half a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of garlic herb seasoning. We're gonna mix this until it's all the way melted, and then we're gonna pour this on top of our ham. So I'm just gonna pour this in all of my little creases here on my turkey, or on my ham, I mean. So we're just gonna take my spoon it into the ham in all the little openings. So I'm gonna cover my ham and we're gonna bake this at 400 for 20 minutes. And then the last 5 minutes, I'm gonna pull it out and sprinkle some brown sugar and put it in the broiler. So this is what our ham looks like so far. Got a few things done. Now let's move on to the mac and cheese. So I have a pot of boiling water back there, and to season it, just like I did with the potatoes, we're just gonna use some chicken bouillon. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that in there. And once it comes to a full complete boil, then I'll add my little macaronis. And you guys, they did not have elbow macaroni, so I have to use a different shaped pasta this year. It's okay though, it will still be yummy. My pasta, I'm gonna use 1 pound of shells. I usually like to use elbow, but I don't have those right now, so this will work. And you wanna cook it until it's a little bit underdone, because you do not want too soft mac and cheese. So to this butter, I'm just gonna add some heavy cream, and we're gonna let this get real thick. We're almost done. So to my butter that I have for my mac and cheese, I added a little bit of heavy cream, and now I'm just shredding a bunch of cheese. Now I'm adding my shredded cheese to my heavy cream and butter mixture, and I'm only gonna do a cup at a time, mix it slowly, and then keep adding my cheese. Alright besties, I'm gonna add my seasonings to my cheese mixture. I'm gonna pour all my cheese on top of the pasta and butter situation. So to top my mac, I'm just gonna put some of that mozzarella and sharp cheddar. We're almost done. Okay, so now I'm just taking these brown and serve rolls. I'm popping them on a greased baking dish, and I'm gonna pop these in the oven for 5 to 6 minutes until they're warm. We're so close to the finish line. I'm just gonna make my green beans. I just use the canned green beans. These are my favorite. And I'll add lots of butter, some garlic salt, some onion powder, garlic powder, and these will be so yummy. So last but not least, besties, I'm just going to finish up my churro cheesecakes. I made those on live with you guys, so you guys know how I made them. I'm just gonna top them with some melted Nutella and then some condensed milk. So to this, I just chopped up some strawberries yesterday and mixed it with some sugar. I'm gonna add this to the tops of these. All right, besties, of course I have to heat up my dog's food, so I have all of their plates, and we made them some chicken. Next, I'm gonna put in some freshly boiled green beans. Of course, there's no seasonings on everything. I did make this while I'm live with you guys, so most of you guys already know how I did it. I made them some sweet potato mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna put some of this in there, boo. Now I'm just going in with some pumpkin puree, 100%. Make sure it's not the pumpkin pie filling. Gem in the background. I'm so dead.
You're so moist. Let's talk about it.
What?
Turkey.
I injected it with butter.
Oh my god, that shit was like just straight pop.
Literally like a girl getting a BBL. I was just... You guys, my man just said, what are those, grits? I'm like, no, this is their gravy. I made vegetable turkey gravy to go on top of their turkey. And it doesn't look like a real gravy because I can't use the same stuff. If you guys didn't know, this is Chai, Cash, and T Grizzly's first Thanksgiving with us ever. So I wanted to do something special. Well, I mean, I would have done it special anyways. Let's be real, but it's their first Thanksgiving. All right, besties. So all together, the doggies got their kibble. They got some boiled green beans, some boiled chicken, some turkey vegetable gravy, pumpkin puree, and then a sweet potato mash. I think they're gonna love it. So freaking good. Are you ready? Okay, sit down, sit down. Okay, there you go. Manja. Happy Thanksgiving, Key. You guys, they do happy dances when they know it's dinner time. What? Okay, mommy get it, mommy get it. Are you guys dancing? My goodness. Oh my goodness, that little happy dance. Okay, my love, here you go. Happy Thanksgiving. Here you go, my love. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, mi amor. Happy Thanksgiving, Gemma. Happy Thanksgiving, mama. Happy Thanksgiving, mi amor. There you go. Yummy. Yummy. Finally done. I'm gonna go eat. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to join our fur family.